All right, folks, this is our conference championship picks for 2019. It's crazy to think that it's conference championship week already, but time flies. Here's our picks from last week. As you can see, I went 15-4. Zephian went 11-8. I've pretty much locked up the season record, as we only do it through conference championship. We will do bowl picks. We just don't count those. Okay. So, first up, tonight in about 30 minutes, Pac-12 championship game. Number 5, Utah, at number 13, not at Oregon, but you know what I mean. Number 5, Utah and Oregon. I'm going with Utah to win this game. And if everything goes the way I think it's going to go, Utah winning this game would then result in them likely getting a playoffs. By the way, Zephian hasn't sent his picks yet. I'll put those in the words. I'll put those in the description when he does. But I think if Utah wins this game, it likely gives them a playoff spot. If things go the way I think they're going to, and that'd be. I don't think anyone really wants to see Utah in this thing, but that'd be big for them. But I'm going with Utah here. I think Zach Moss has a big game, puts his team on his back. I think Justin Herbert's got to play really well for Oregon to win this game. I think he's the difference. Him and how Zach Moss plays for Utah and how Justin Herbert plays for Oregon is the difference, I think. And I think Utah wins this game. Big 12 championship. Number 7 Baylor, number 6 Oklahoma. We all know what happened the first time these two teams played, that crazy comeback by Oklahoma. I'm going with Oklahoma to get it done again. I just think they're too explosive for Baylor. They just got too many athletes on the field, and Baylor can't keep up with them. So I'm going to go with Oklahoma to beat Baylor in the Big 12 championship game. So if things go the way I think they're going to, it's going to be Oklahoma and Utah fighting for a playoff spot, or arguing for one, I guess. Now for strand games for helmets I don't have. So I'll just do this. Louisiana at number 21, Appalachian State in the Sun Belt Championship. I'm going with App State there. They've been one of the best group of 5 teams all year. It's at Appalachian State. That's about all I need to know there. MAC Championship game in Detroit, Miami, Ohio, and Central Michigan. I'm going to be honest, I have no idea here. So I'm just going to go Central Michigan, just because it is in Michigan. The championship game is, so I'll go with the home field advantage there, I guess you could say. I just did that. UAB at Florida Atlantic. I'm going to go with Florida Atlantic. We played UAB this year, and they're a pretty decent team, but I think Florida Atlantic is just a little bit better. It is at Florida Atlantic. So I think the Fighting Lane Kiffins get it done and win another Conference USA title. Number 20 Cincinnati at number 17 Memphis in the American Championship. This game could be for a spot in a New Year's Six Bowl. I'm going with Memphis to get it done here. I know that these two teams did just play last week, so it's going to be tough for Memphis, but I think they get it done again. I think Memphis, once again, finds a way to get it done 2 weeks in a row at home and beat Cincinnati again. The SEC Championship game. Number 4 Georgia, number 2 LSU. I think the key in this game is the quarterbacks. If Joe Burrow can outplay Jake Fromm, I think LSU wins. If Jake Fromm outplays Joe Burrow, I think Georgia wins. But I think LSU and Joe Burrow get it done in Atlanta, and they go on to maybe be the number 1 seed in the college football playoff. It'll depend on how Ohio State does. And I think that means the main reason they're having the season they're having. But I think LSU gets it done, and they beat Georgia in the SEC Championship game. Let's see what's next. Oh, another game I don't have helmets for. Mountain West Championship game, Hawaii at number 19, Boise State. I'm going with Boise State here. Again, these teams, it's been one of the best teams in Group of 5 all year. Don't see it changing here. I've got Boise winning here. I'm pretty sure one of their only loss this year was to, wasn't Oklahoma. I don't remember who it was to, but it was to a Power 5 team that was ranked, if I'm not mistaken. But that's why I'm going with Boise State there to beat Hawaii and win the Mountain West Championship. ACC Championship. Number 23, Virginia, at number 3, Clemson. This is the largest spread of the weekend. I'm pretty sure Clemson's favored by 28. I think it's a closer game than that, but I still think Clemson wins and gets into the playoff here. Clemson's had a great year. Haven't really played anyone, but that's one thing I do need to say right now. Dabo, shut up. No one's going to take you out of the playoff. No one is keeping you out of the playoff. Clemson obviously deserves to be in the playoff. So I'm going with Clemson there to get the win. Obviously, I think they win by about 3 touchdowns instead of 4, like the spread says, but I still think Clemson wins. And finally, the Big Ten championship game. Number 1, Ohio State at number 8, or I keep saying at, against number 8, Wisconsin. In Indianapolis, I think this game comes down to the running backs. Jonathan Taylor and J.K. Dobbins. However good, how good each running back plays, I think, determines the outcome of the game. And I think Jonathan Taylor is just outdueled by J.K. Dobbins. And Ohio State wins this game by about 2 touchdowns and locks up a playoff spot. And I think it's going to be really interesting to see if they give that number 1 seed to Ohio State or LSU. Hope you guys enjoy conference championship weekend.